I'm Gloria Brubaker, and currently I am an experimental acrylic artist. Welcome to my studio. I'd like to share with you portraits of New York. Since my family all lives in New York City, I learned how to walk around the streets of New York, interview people, and share with them my joy of interactions. The first painting that I ever did that began me on this journey was my winter scene in Central Park, New York. What I was fascinated by, because I was still a stranger in the city, was the harshness of concrete and all the buildings, and the laughter and joy of family playing on an ice pond in the middle of the city just captivated me, and I wanted to reflect that. From there, I just continued walking around, and this is over a 10-year period. So I went to the green market, and that's where I met the first woman. And she was bundled up and very timid, but selling magnificent looking loaves of bread. And so I went to her booth and asked for permission to take her photograph. So a year later, when I had finished the portrait, I went back and I gave her a dozen note cards of her image. And she was overwhelmed with, I hope, joy. I got an email back from the CEO of that nonprofit complimenting me on my ability to capture the meaning of the nonprofit. This one time, one of the residents stopped me. She was working in her yard and very proud of her little yard and getting ready for winter. Her heart was aching, so she started to talk. Her husband was turning 80. He's got Alzheimer's. She wants to have a party. She can't do the party. She just kept going on and on and on. Eventually, I asked for permission to take her photograph, and that's what that portrait is based off of, her photograph. So one time I stayed down in the lower part of Manhattan, and I couldn't stay there and not walk the Brooklyn Bridge in the morning. I mean, that's so quintessential. So I got up early, bright and early, put on my sneakers and left the hotel and went to the Brooklyn Bridge. I was just so enamored of the scenery and the brightness. And I'm walking back now to Manhattan, and this vision of a high-speed commuter comes on the bridge. I go, I gotta take a picture. So I take my phone, turn around, and snap that picture really fast. And I just love her. I think she's the sassiest woman I know. She is ready for the day. She's got two satchels, one with her working shoes, one with her lunch, and she's wearing sneakers, and she's got a dress worth noticing. She is pumped. The woman that's sitting, she could be my mother. She could be your grandmother. She is literally sitting there with a map, and to give it context, I added the Statue of Liberty because she's in Lower Manhattan and planning her day. And I did dress her in my mother's old outfit. This time, a taxi pulls up, and this derelict-looking man gets out of the taxi, and he enters my hotel. He's got a pair of scissors in a coat jacket pocket. He's using the cane. And he's very, very determined. Here's his story. He comes to this hotel every Sunday morning, has been doing it for 30 or 40 years, lives in Staten Island, which is a ferry boat away, a subway ride away, and then a cab ride to this hotel, and goes and has breakfast before he goes to church. I have a fascination, as you probably know, with people who aren't as fortunate. And Johnny Apple is my man. So it was the fall of the year, and he was at a green market, and his job was to put out the produce, keep the counter full of apples, and pairs. I took his picture and told him I'd be back in a year. You can tell that he's wearing a New York hat. He's proud to be in New York. He's working hard. He's very diligent. And when I come back a year later, the orchard that he represents is there, but I can't find him. I have a confession to make. In my youth, I was a hooker. I used wool to paint. I painted 8 values in my wools. I would dye them and I would capture them. One of the conditions for my certification as an instructor in this field was to be able to make an 8-value rose. Well, I did that, but still my rugs looked a little flat. They just didn't have what I was trying to catch, the movement, the excitement within each petal. And so I started my journey to chase the light. And it's an expression that I remember on a daily basis. I tried to capture that moment where the petals or the flowers are opening and full of motion and capturing the viewer. When you walk by them, they call out and tell you to stop. Look at me, I'm pretty, or I'm exciting. One of the things I do is select the music to play while performing my creation. Some pieces are slow waltzes and some pieces are Garth Brooks. It's almost like frosting a cake, and the music tells me where to go. So I finish my floral, and the composition is waiting for a background, and that's when I select what I'll do. That's where my brush may come in, and that's where I play Monet. I don't really want a solid, dull, uniform background. I want something that conveys that same motion. And so I'll do little bits of color with a brush, with my spatula, and I'll just play with it until it all comes together. The power of my flowers, I think, are the abstraction I bring to it, the motion that I bring to it, the color that intuitively comes to the surface. And one of the little tricks from my rug hooking days is to put a little poison in every painting. And poison is that unexpected little spark. Not white necessarily, not green, but some color that might contrast highly with it, something that'll surprise the viewer. Take a look at some of my paintings and you'll see there might be a turquoise little spot, or a bright orange, or a strong yellow, where you least expect it. But that's what I use for poison. So when I enter my studio, I close my door and I turn on my music and I begin to tell myself a story. And that's how my best work emerges.